I'm going to be speaking to you, and then I'm going to be speaking to Harry about something that I have been hiding from him. I have never spoken to him about this, and I have no idea how he's going to feel.
Right on H family, so we're out shopping some Christmas trees.
This is what we really wanted.
We really want this one, but we don't want to pay.
Buy £200 on a Christmas tree.
I don't want to pay 200
we
quid.
can't even store it anywhere either.
This is the thing about our apartment, we cannot store anything anywhere. Do you want to pay 200 quid?
No.
And I'm pretty sure Daisy is going to be all over that.
I know, whatever we get, she's going to destroy.
Oh my god. So we're trying to figure out the difference between this one and this one. Obviously, this one's a little bit bigger. This one's 90 quid and this one's 170. It's like almost £100 difference. And all there is snow on it. That's literally all it is.
We had such debate whether to get a real tree or a fake tree.
Yeah, everyone was saying to get a real tree.
No,
Oh no.
everyone
was saying to get a fake tree.
You wanted real.
Everyone was saying to get a fake tree because Daisy will eat a real tree. I mean, I don't mind getting one like this.
I thought real trees were going to be more expensive than fake trees, but it's the opposite.
It is the opposite. They're like 70 quid for a real tree. We should have just got one.
Yeah.
Well, we still can. Maybe we will. It's not really the price I'm worried about. It's just the fact that like we can't store something like that anywhere in our apartment. Like literally nowhere.
I know, this one.
Perfect. How much is it? 20 quid.
That one. That
20 quid, let's do it.
I'm looking for inspo right now on Pinterest.
Let me see that one. That looks so cool. Oh
That's
my
an actual
god.
pink tree though.
Imagine that in our apartment. See, I have this expectation of like the trees I see online that look like incredible.
I know.
We need one like that. Like we are not settling for less. We need the best tree that we're ever gonna get. Right guys, so we've got our tree. Finally, after about an hour deciding. I didn't know it was gonna be that hard to pick a tree.
I didn't either. I thought they were going to have so much more to choose from, but
I thought they were as well.
But now, my only stress is, I don't know if the decorations we picked are going to go with the tree because we haven't done too much planning.
But this is our first Christmas in our apartment by ourselves. So we're just going to have to wait and see.
I'm used to having my mum and dad to get all the decorations
I
on the
know.
loft.
Right, we're going to go back and put this up. Let's see how it looks. Right, our H family, so we're back. We've got our tree. We've got all the stuff to put on the tree. This is where we're thinking about putting it. We're going to put it in this corner. But Daisy, are you excited? Are you excited? Ah! Brian H family, you ready to see the final result of the tree? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Whoa, it looks even better on camera. It looks so much better on camera, don't you think?
I love it. I'm just chopping potatoes.
Rosie's chopping some food up, but we've got to appreciate this tree right now. Look at this. We didn't think personally this was going to look this good. Like when we saw it in the shop, we thought it was going to look like a bit too skinny. But it literally fits perfect in this little tiny square here. And obviously we haven't got a fireplace. So we've got the TV to give us that feeling of actually having a fireplace. But you can actually feel that. It's actually quite warm. It's nice and toasty. But yeah, we put some tinsel up here. I mean, we haven't really gone all out. We've just done a couple of things. Obviously, we've got the tree. The one thing that is missing is obviously some presents down here. So soon we're going to have some presents under it. I'm not going to lie. I don't really know what to get you this year. Like, I am so stuck. Yeah.
I've got a few ideas for you. We need to sit down and order them all.
We need to sit down and order them all. That sounds like we're going to know what our presents are though.
No, separately.
So yeah, H Honey, put it down in the comments what you think about our tree, and also put in the comments what else you think we should add in our apartment, because honestly I can't think of anything else. I mean, we've got the tree, we've got some tinsel over here. I mean, we've got our stockings over there, and that's about it, right?
Yeah, maybe something we put on our table over there.
Maybe something on our table, but personally I'm happy. I mean, I think it looks awesome. Right, RH family, so before we carry on with the rest of this video, we need to give you guys the shout outs on the RH family board. So Daisy, you're going to do the honours again today. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Shout out to Brooke Madison. I'm pretty sure Brooke's been shouted out in the past.
Really?
I have a feeling, I'm not too sure.
I don't
Brooke,
remember
if you have
that.
been shouted out, that's your second shout out. Guys, if you do want to be on the RH family spinning board in our next video, then you should comment the word Christmas, yeah?
Yeah, I think comment the word Christmas.
I think comment the word Christmas, because it is coming up to Christmas. I mean, we've got like, what, 15 days until Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think so.
Guys, go and comment the word Christmas, and you're going to be on the RH family spinning board in our next video.
So R&H family, obviously you guys have seen the title of today's video. You guys are aware that I'm going to be speaking to you, and then I'm going to be speaking to Harry about something that I have been hiding from him. I have never spoken to him about this, and I have no idea how he's going to feel. So obviously before I speak to Harry about what I'm going to tell him today, I wanted to explain to you guys a little bit more before I speak to him, so obviously you know like a little bit more of a backstory. So this might come as quite a big shock for you guys, and it's something that Harry's actually never openly spoken about online before, but I know he has full intentions to do so at some point. So me doing this video and me explaining all of this is nothing that I know that he doesn't want to speak about. So Harry actually suffers quite badly from the mental health condition known as OCD. OCD is like commonly associated as a disorder where it's something where it's not so serious. So it's usually associated as something that's a mental health condition that's not as serious as it actually is. So I feel like a lot of people have like a misconception of what OCD is. It's very like, if someone says to you, oh, I've got OCD, like they kind of look at it like it's a thing where they need everything to be in order, or like they need things twisted around the right way. And it's just like, the reality of OCD is that it's not like this, and it affects someone that does suffer with it in a completely different way. I struggle to explain this, but I'm going to try and explain it as well as I can for you guys. So OCD is a disorder that obviously it affects Harry. He suffers quite badly with it on a daily basis, and it's pretty much where he has very intrusive negative thoughts that are associated with some specific fears of his. So these fears can be anything from death to terminal illness to anything that's like really scary and something that no one wants to experience in their life, or no one wants to even think of, because it's like really that scary. So on a daily basis, like minute by minute, hour by hour, Harry's constantly having these intrusive thoughts in his brain, and the problem lies where he cannot block these like thoughts out. He can't filter them out, and the way that he deals with this is by doing things on like the compulsive part of the disorder. So like he'll have one of these intrusive thoughts, and the way that he'll deal with it is by like repeatedly doing something. So say for example, he'll have one of the thoughts and he'll have to turn the light switch on and off 5 times, or if he doesn't, something bad will happen. So like that intrusive thought will come true to him. So like obviously it affects everyone so many like in different ways, but the way that it affects Harry is very physical and like mentally straining. So he's constantly having these thoughts every single day, and the way that his anxiety is with these thoughts, the anxiety and the stress that these thoughts give him come out in different ways. So he will have to do certain tasks a certain amount of time, so like a certain number, or if he doesn't do that task when his brain's telling him to, the intrusive thought will come true to him. So like, as you can try and imagine, the way that his brain works is constantly thinking about these thoughts. He's constantly thinking about, I need to do this to stop that thought from happening. It's like a cycle that literally never stops for him, and it causes him so much more stress than you guys probably even assume. Like, you wouldn't have seen Harry do any of this on camera, because when we're filming, he stops it completely because he knows he can't do it on camera, as it's something that he's embarrassed about. So like, one of his main things that he does to try and block these thoughts is that he flickers his eyes quite a lot. So there has been videos that we have filmed, there's been pranks that I've done on Harry where he has done his OCD habits, as he likes to call them, where he's flickering his eyes too much, or he's like doing something with his hands and it's like embarrassing for him. So we've not posted those videos, and it's something that affects his life so much more than you guys would know, purely because he hasn't spoken about it before. He's had therapy in the past, and this was when he was quite a lot younger, as he was diagnosed with OCD when he was quite young. So the first therapy that he had was kind of like for him to help like understand it, but now it's at a point where he understands why, he understands everything to do with the disorder, but he needs a little bit of extra help with like balancing them anxieties and knowing how to filter them out of his head, so then he doesn't have to do the physical compulsive behaviors that are associated with them like negative thoughts. So the thing that I wanted to obviously speak to you guys about, I needed to explain about his whole disorder, and like just a little bit, like obviously I could go into depth, he could go into depth a lot more to do with OCD, and there's probably a lot of you guys watching this video right now that also suffer from the same thing, and hearing this will like help you hopefully. Today I'm going to be telling Harry that I've actually booked a therapy session for him, and he has no idea that I've done this, and I know that it's something that he has wanted to do, but it is something he's procrastinating because he's kind of at a point where some days are really good, some days are really bad for him, and on the bad days he feels like he needs like some sort of therapy to help him, but on the good days he's like, no, I don't need this. So he's kind of in like a little bit of a procrastination space of like mindset. So I just thought that I know he wants to do it, and I know he hasn't quite got the courage inside of him to book it himself. So I've actually booked Harry a therapy session. So I'm going to be telling Harry this on today's video and recording it just because obviously it's something that's quite a big part of his life, and I know he'd really appreciate this being the way that he speaks out about it, because he's going to be reacting to something that I know in his heart he really wants to do, and I feel like to be the best person for him, to be there for him the most, I need to help him be pushed in this direction of the help that I know that he does need. So I guess this is kind of like the start of his little journey, speaking openly to you guys about his OCD, the same way as I speak to you guys about my psoriasis. Like, we have so many things that like are insecurities for us that are just part of being a human, and it's important for us to take you guys on that journey with us. Obviously all the time I'm speaking about my skin and how it affects my mental health, but now I thought it would be the perfect time to help Harry with this and give him a little bit of an extra push in the direction that I know that he would really appreciate. So Harry's actually on the phone right now to his friend, so I'm gonna wait for him to be finished, and then I'm gonna like bring you guys in with me, and I'm gonna tell him that I have booked this for him. But
Yeah.
I have something to tell you.
What do you mean you have something to tell me?
It's really random, but I want to tell you, and I want to set the camera up.
What are you doing?
That looks really good.
That looks good.
So I wanted to tell you something. I've done something that I've organised, and I wanted to tell you, and like I've explained a little bit on camera beforehand.
Okay.
But I wanted to like do it all like this.
Is it like a gift or like?
No, it's like something that's gonna help you.
Oh, what? Okay, go.
So I've decided to, because I know that you've been a little bit like struggling with your head lately, I've decided to book you your first ever little therapy session.
You did?
Mhm.
You're so
How
cute.
cute.
You're so cute.
Come here.
Oh, I love you.
I know that you struggle sometimes, not all the time, but I think it's important for you to go and do that next little step.
You're so sweet.
And I know you haven't ever like spoken about it online and stuff, but I thought that like, I know you wanted to.
I did want to one day.
So I know that this is like kind of like a good little like.
Wait, when's it booked for?
Book for tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Mhm.
Is it like on a Zoom call?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, obviously, we know the person that it is with.
Is it with the Unlock Your You?
Yeah.
Okay, he's a good guy. He's a really good guy.
And like, I've been speaking to him and stuff, and like he always checks in and asks how you are, and the other day he checked in and asked how you were, and I just thought to myself, you know what, I want to actually book something for you. I know I don't have your permission, but I know that you wanted to do it anyway.
The thing is, I have been saying that I've wanted to do it, but like I just can't get myself to do it. Because
you just, some days are so good and then other days are so bad, and then you're like, it's mainly good, so when you have the bad days it makes you want to book it, but then you wake up the next day and you're like, oh, I'm fine.
I know, that's the thing. Have you explained like...
I have explained quite a lot to your RH family, but like mainly like what it is that you do, and not like your own personal like experience and stuff, because that's obviously for you to talk about.
Well, thank you. But I really appreciate that.
That's okay.
That's so sweet.
I know that you wanted to open up, and obviously I speak about my skin all the time, and like I thought it was you know that you want it to be open as well and share everything. So now I thought it would be a good time.
That's actually really cute. I actually did want to talk to you guys, but like, I didn't know when. So this is like an actual, like, this is like a good reason for me to like bring it up.
That's what I thought. Like, I said to them, I don't want them to think that I'm like talking to them about your personal issues behind your back.
No, because
and just like allowing it to go out on the internet, because I knew you wanted to do this literally like every day anyway.
No, that's not the case.
It's just like something that's like helping you overcome that.
I was kind of like, I was kind of hoping that you would speak about it before me.
Really?
Yeah, so that's actually kind of good.
Because you struggle to like explain it yourself.
Yeah, I just struggle to like explain it, but like, yeah, that's actually really sweet. Thank you, Bubs. I really appreciate that.
I love you so much.
That's really sweet.
You know I'm always going to be here to help you through it.
And me too. Well, I'll let you guys know like briefly what it is. Like, have you explained about like what OCD is and stuff?
I've explained pretty much everything about what it is.
So like Rosie's probably explained it. I don't know what she said, but like I have control over it, and I know I have control over it. But that's the annoying bit, because like I will do something where like, I don't know. Let's say for instance like I have to flick a light switch on and off. I have to do it 10 times, otherwise something bad will happen. And like,
and that bad thing is the irrational thought about like a fear of yours.
Yeah, and it could be a fear of mine, it could be someone in my family, or something to happen to Rosie, or like something with me, or like just something I'm scared of that will happen. If I don't do it, if I don't turn the light switch on and off 10 times or 20 times, then like in my brain it makes me believe it's gonna happen. I actually like
it's your part of your massive journey. And the thing is as well, like I know it sounds hard, but like, you know that for me a lot of my healing journey has been talking about it.
Yeah.
So the more now that you're going to speak about it out and hear people telling you their stories and relating to you and stuff, it will probably be a massive part of your own healing journey.
Yeah, I think it is, and it's actually so sweet, because like I was the one that made you talk about it.
I know.
Like I was the one that made Rosie post her first picture of her skin.
I wasn't going to, because it was such a fear, but then Harry was always like, it's better to speak about it than like question you.
I just didn't want like our fan base to think that like everything's perfect. Like I didn't want that, because I feel like there's too much of that. I feel like there's too many people that make their life feel like it's so perfect, and you have such a, I don't want to call it an imperfection, because it's not an imperfection, but like it's something that you don't like about yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like you've got something on your body that like not a lot of people have, and I know that a lot of people would appreciate you sharing it and stuff.
It's harder to hide. So obviously at some point I had to speak about it because there'd be questions. But because of your case, you have been able to hide it, because it's all in here.
Yeah,
so
literally.
like I said, we've like filmed videos where we've had to not post them because of it. We've had days where we've needed to film videos but we couldn't, because Harry's mental health and his OCD hasn't been good. So we've had to like rest and take a little break and stuff.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I think it's a good time to be open.
I think it is, and you guys are probably really confused. You're probably thinking like, what do I do? Like, what is my OCD and stuff? But like, my OCD went from being 2 years old up until I was about, I'd say like 17, of like a lot of tics. Like my eyes would flick. I had a lot of things I had to do as like a schedule. Like if I didn't do it at a specific time, how many times I did it. And if it didn't feel right on the first time, like sometimes I'd do this and it would take me about an hour or 2 hours. I used to have like a thing where I used to go to bed, and it was when I was like 13, and I swear like it used to take me 3 hours to even get into bed, because I used to stare at my bed and I couldn't get in it because my brain would. It's so weird. Like you guys are probably thinking like, why not?
It's not weird though. It's just something that's not openly spoken about as much as like other mental health conditions like depression or like anxiety.
Yeah, I am gonna do. Well, we're gonna actually.
I'm just grabbing her.
We're in the process of filming a documentary for Rosie about her skin, and that's gonna be out as soon as her skin's cleared. Like as soon as her skin's clear, I'm gonna edit it and it's gonna be out. But I also want to do one about like my OCD journey and like
100%
about like my mental health through that and stuff. Because I know as many people that look up to you for your psoriasis, there's so many people that look up to someone like me. That if I spoke about OCD,
yeah, it helps so many people.
So like put in the comments if you guys, off of what I said about OCD, if you suffer with anything like that, like put it down in the comments.
It's an open discussion in the comments. You can leave whatever you want down there.
100%.
We see everything, we'll reply to you guys.
And like, yeah, well I'm going to speak about it loads more in the future, but I'm actually really glad that you did that. That's actually really sweet. I love you.
You're the best.
Thank you so much. I love you, and I love you guys, and we'll see you in another video.
Peace.